Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today is the next Friday. We're doing some weekly Friday discussions, and really, these discussions don't really have a goal or a purpose or some kind of greater thing that I'm trying to teach or talk about. It's usually just when I have thoughts, ideas, things during the week that come up. If I listen to something, hear something, see something, I just write it down and then I'll end up talking about it on Friday or in today and every Friday in the morning, just to kind of talk, chat, let you know what's going on. And usually these things that I think about are here. I'll try to educate a little bit, to share a little bit about, what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing and how we can kind of use stuff like that to get healthier, really. And so this week I've heard a lot of stuff lately. I've heard a lot of stuff lately on the radio, commercials all over the place, right? About weight loss and this stuff isn't new. You guys know this stuff isn't new. About weight loss, about heart health, getting healthier, exercising, dieting, like all of this stuff. The same stuff that goes around and around and around and around, right? It's not new. It's been going on forever. And so I just thought I would share some insights on that, and then might help you raise your awareness a little bit for addressing those things or looking at those things. If those are things that you're doing, or those are things that there's a desire within you to go down one of those roads or to experiment with those things, awareness never hurts, right? The more awareness you can have about something that you're engaging in, the better you will navigate that situation, right? Awareness is, people always have, their own understandings of awareness, what awareness is. And really awareness is like a light, right? It's like a light in a room. If a room is completely dark, your awareness is just how well you can see. If you turn that light up, it's like a dimmer switch, because awareness isn't on or off, right? As you turn that light up and you increase the voltage and you turn the light up and the room becomes lighter and lighter and lighter, right? You can see better. It's not that you see something brand new, or it's not that you just invented something new. It's this, that you can now see what was there the whole time. That's what awareness is about, right? And if you can now see these things, you're less likely to stumble and bump and crash your way through life, or stumble and bump and crash your way through whatever you're trying to navigate, right? Whatever you're trying to experience, whether that's going on a diet, whether that's changing how you're eating, whether that's exercising, whether that's spirituality, whether that's work, whether that's, raising children, whatever this may be, whatever it may be. Everything has its bumps in the road. Everything has its barriers. Everything has its obstacles, right? And so the more aware that you are, the easier it is for you to see those obstacles and to sidestep them and navigate them, right? If you're just blind and you're just going straight, I'm just gonna go, the chances of you crashing into things are pretty high, right? And when we crash into things, we feel that. Okay, it could be sickness, could be disease, it could be trauma, it could be stress, it can be lots of different things. It can show up in lots of different things. But really, we're trying to raise our awareness a little bit just so we can see better. And when we can see better, we can navigate whatever we're going to do. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this topic of eating, like weight loss, and really like a bigger topic of understanding like dieting and food, right? Because this is kind of a theme in a lot of the stuff I talk about. But there's two big reasons, right? There used to be one really big reason, excuse me, of why people would change their diet, change their eating, go on a diet, whatever you want to call that, right? All of that, all that means is that you're now consciously and on purpose paying attention to what goes in your mouth. That's all that means. Before, everything was going in, right? There's no second thought about it. Now, like, oh man, I want some kind of change in my life, and we'll talk about that soon, right? I want some kind of change, so maybe I should start paying more attention, right? May pay more attention and consciously be aware of what's going in my mouth, or what am I eating or drinking. And so there was always weight loss was always the biggest, right? Weight loss, as far as people choosing to go on a diet or choosing to change the way they eat or paying more attention to what they eat, whatever you want to call that. Weight loss was always a really big one. It was always the biggest one, which means it was the primary reason why people would change their eating, right? It's the primary reason why people would change their eating to get that kind of effect. They would want to lose weight. But recently, another reason has slightly overtaken it. It's very close, but it's slightly overtaken it, and it's the desire of heart health, right? Of having a healthy heart. Now that can mean a lot of different things, right? That can mean maybe you're currently experiencing something that is affecting your heart, right? Where your heart is not as healthy. Maybe it's high blood pressure, maybe it's cholesterol, maybe there's tons of different things, right? But a lot of people now are starting to exercise and change the way they eat because they are worried, or they are currently experiencing issues with their heart, and they know when the heart goes down, the game's up, right? The game's up. When the heart turns off, it's all off. And so heart health is a big one now that people are starting to pay attention to. Weight loss is still right there. Okay, a lot of people go on diets or change the way they eat because of weight loss. They want to lose weight. Okay, and so I want to take a look through the rest of this, 20, 30 minutes, whatever we are on here. I want to take a look at kind of those two things, and more specifically weight loss. We can talk a little bit about heart health, and I want to look a little bit deeper into those things. Okay, why they're happening, why people are desiring those things, what that desire is really about, right? And then how that stuff can manifest on the surface, meaning like, how can we address that? If we really want to lose weight, what do we actually really have to do to get to fix that problem or to regain balance there, okay? So that's what we're going to end up looking at. So as we look at these things, right? As we look at, say, weight loss or heart health, right? This pursuit of some kind of different outcome. Everything is about this, you guys. Everything. I can talk forever, and all these talks, everything that I'm saying can always go back to one similar thing. We experience life by how we feel. Our feelings, love, joy, sadness, pain, ecstasy, pleasure, stress, unpleasantness, all of those things, depression, anxiety, whatever, right? You can look on Facebook or look on the emoji list. Look at all the different feelings that are there for people to click on, right? So our feelings are how we experience life, and I've said this before. That's how we experience life, through our feelings. So ultimately, when we are not feeling good, or we are not feeling the way we want to feel, when it becomes bad enough, or when that pain of feeling that way becomes unbearable enough, that is when people decide to change things. And it's only then, right? You can educate people as much as you want. This is why this is always happening and always will happen. You can educate people as much as you want about health, about disease, about food, about all of those things, until it becomes a living experience, until the unpleasantness of something becomes a living experience for somebody. The desire to change never arises, because it's how we feel. It's how we feel. That's how we experience life. If we don't feel that way, why on earth do we want to change? It's not real for us. Nothing is real until it's in our experience. Nothing is true for us until it's within our experience. Okay, so that's why people can talk forever about how healthy, and people try to convince people about, no, you should eat this way. No, you should eat this way. No, you should eat this way. No, you should do this exercise. No, you should do this exercise. People don't do that stuff until the pain of truth, the pain of or the unpleasantness comes in their own experience, right? You can talk to people about losing weight and having a healthy weight being good for their body, good for their heart, good for all these things, but until somebody experiences enough weight gain or enough of the impacts that excess weight can have on you, whether it's medically, whether it's emotionally, whether it's, how you feel about yourself, whatever those things are, whether it's energetically where you don't have any energy, right? Whatever that may be, until those things become a living experience, right? The person never actually changes course. So that pain has to be there. That pain causes that desire, right? But once that happens, then people are willing and they're ready to go and they're ready to be like, hey, give me. I want to learn. I want to experience. I want to try. Okay. So this isn't about convincing people about anything. This is just trying to raise awareness so that when the pain of that experience, if that happens, here's a route that you can go. Okay. Here's a direction for you that you can, or somebody that you can reach out to when you start to have questions. Because ultimately, when that desire starts, the questions start. How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? And we start to question, and that questioning drives our seeking. Okay, our seeking for answers. So let's look at health a little bit. Let's look at that weight loss, right? Probably one of the biggest problems today, at least in the United States, I'll just say that from my own experience, is that there's a lack of awareness of what's going on in our system. Okay, there's a general lack of awareness of what's going on in the system, meaning because our eyes can see the physical body, okay, because we can touch our body, because this is what is most familiar to us, this physical body. A lot of people believe that's all there is, right? That they believe that is the end all be all of something. Or when we're talking about weight loss, or when we're talking about sickness and disease and health, if we fix the things that are happening to the body, then everything is fixed. That's the general belief, right? If we fix everything that's happening to the body, then health will happen. And that's the completely opposite way that we have to start looking at this, because the physical body is not all that's there. When somebody dies, the physical body is still there. The physical body didn't disappear. The physical body is still there. So what makes up who you are is much more than just the physical body. It's part of that, okay? It's the house, it's there, it's interacting, it's part of this whole equation, but it's not everything, right? You also have a mental body. You have a mind. You have memory, okay? This mind, and you have this memory that is hugely influencing the physical body, and they're constantly communicating and interacting with each other. You also have an energy body. You have energy, right? Energy is needed for all of this to function. If there is no energy, this thing doesn't function. It's like a light bulb, right? You can have a light bulb and it's got its structure, but if there's no energy or there's no electricity going through the light bulb, it doesn't turn on, it doesn't shine. It's not alive. It's not a light bulb, right? And so we have to start looking at these things a little bit differently. If you're experiencing things like, I want to lose weight, or I want my heart to be healthy, right? We have to stop looking at only the physical body as the solution to this, okay? Because that's literally, it's like a Band-Aid. It's like putting a Band-Aid, right? The symptom is showing up, right? The symptom is showing up on the body. Let's fix the symptom and ignore the root cause. That's what that is saying, right? That's what I'm saying. So weight loss. We don't have to go into any science at all. We don't have to go into any science about understanding why weight gain happens, why this. That serves no purpose right now. It serves no purpose. What you know to be true is what you feel. What you know to be true is what you feel. Okay? That's it. Doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter what science tells you, doesn't matter whatever's going on up here in the chattering, your mind's chattering back and forth. What you feel in your life is what is true for you. So weight loss, or let's say we're going to say weight gain because we want to lose weight, right? That's why we're going to change how we eat. Weight gain is an imbalance. Anything that doesn't feel good, chronically that doesn't feel good to you, okay? or let's just say anything. Let's just go generalize. Anything that doesn't feel good to you is an imbalance on a certain level. It's an imbalance on a certain level. The more imbalanced things get in your system, the more extreme they feel. The more extreme they feel. Okay? If your weight continues to get more and more, and you gain more and more and more weight, that balance beam, right, gets more and more extreme tilted. You get more and more imbalanced. And so the feelings that you experience with that become more extreme. The impacts on the body become more extreme. Okay? If you're 5 pounds, or let's say if you're 20 pounds overweight compared to 100 pounds overweight, okay? If you're 100 pounds overweight, you're going to experience more extreme feelings of that imbalance that we're going to call weight gain, excess weight, right? If you're only 20 pounds overweight, you might not experience the unpleasantness of that at that extreme level, right? And so weight gain here, or weight, it's all about, everything is about balance, really. So if your body, to be healthy and to be well, needs to be balanced, and it's trying to be balanced, right? That's the whole system. That's its job. Its job is balance. And the cool part about this is that it's trying to do it all the time. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to do anything. Your body is literally, every single cell in your body is working to maintain balance, to get more balance, to create more balance, to bring yourself back into a state of more balanced. It's doing that on its own. You don't have to do anything. The only thing that you have to be aware of is to not get in its way so much. Stop preventing your body from doing its job. That's literally it. So when we talk about losing weight, right? If we talk about weight as being an imbalance, there's not a list of 1,000 things that you have to do. And this is the wonderful part. This whole mechanism is designed for balance. It's meant that way. It's designed that way. It's programmed that way. We're just getting in the way. So it's not like you have to relearn 1,000 things and you have to consciously create balance in your system. No. You don't have to do that. We have to just get out of our own way and let the body take care of it. And what do I mean by getting out of our own way? It's like walking on a balance beam or a tightrope. It's like walking on a tightrope, okay? If you're walking on a tightrope, the tightrope of life, you don't want to fall off, right? You don't want to fall off. If you fall off, you're dead. Life's done. So if you're walking on this tightrope, it is of the utmost importance that you maintain balance. The more balanced and the more stable you are as you walk this tightrope, the better chance you have to navigate the entire tightrope, right? To get across. That's one thing. The other thing is this. So the body's taking care of that. The body's trying to maintain balance. The other player in here is the mind. Our mind is a huge player in our game of life. Okay, the body's one aspect, energy's another aspect, but the mind is a huge player. Our thought process, that voice that's chattering in our head, judging, shaming, telling us we're awesome, telling us we're stupid, like all of that stuff, right? All of that chatter, singing songs nonstop, all of that going on. It's playing a huge role. Okay, we cannot deny that it's playing a huge role. It's there all the time. So what's happening is this. We're trying to walk this tightrope. And we look outside and we say, the wind's blowing about 50 miles an hour. Should I go walk the tightrope today? There's a good chance that if you go walk the tightrope today, or you try to walk the tightrope today, the wind is going to knock you off. It's going to be much harder to maintain balance when the wind is blowing so hard. The mind is saying, yeah, that'll be fun. Go. Let's do it. The mind is telling you all these different things, right? The mind will say, hey, it's 50 miles an hour wind. That's all right. We got this. Let's go. And you'll go do it. Okay? Say you crash and burn. Say you fall off the tightrope, right? The next day your mind will be like, you idiot. Why'd you go outside in 50 miles an hour wind? Like, you knew that wasn't going to be helpful. Like, right? So, like, the mind goes back and forth like that. But the point here is that your mind can get you into trouble by encouraging you to do things that are not helping your body maintain balance. you're actually preventing your body from doing its job. And so that's literally what we got to do. We got to start looking at not, hey, how can I lose weight on purpose, but how can I just take a step back, get out of the way, and let my body do what it needs to do and stop preventing it from doing its job. Because it's going to keep doing its job whether or not you are aware of it or whether or not you were doing whatever you're doing. Sleeping, awake, it's always doing its job. So how can we help it by not getting in its way, right? And so that's literally what we're trying to do with weight loss here. That's literally what we're trying to do. Now we can go in and talk about a lot of different specifics within that. But when we talk about food, right? Because if we're going to change, if our goal here, or if our direction or our desire is to lose a little bit of weight for whatever reason, maybe it's you want your heart to get healthy, maybe it's you want to look better, maybe it's you don't feel good, maybe it's you don't have enough energy. Everybody has all of their own reasons to maybe lose some weight, okay? If that's the desire and you're going in that direction, we have to talk about food, right? We have to talk about food because weight is in the body. Okay, weight can also be in the mind. That's a different aspect. Okay, we can gather, right? But weight in the body. Let's talk about what it is, not on a scientific level. Let's talk about it on a common sense level. Excess weight in the body is about gathering. You've gathered, and you're gathering, and you're gathering, and you're gathering, and you're gathering, right? You're gathering more and more and more and more, and it's about collecting and gathering and holding on. That's what the body's doing. It's holding on to it. Whatever you, and food, the body is about food, okay? What you eat becomes the body. So literally, what you're eating, the body is holding on to. It's not burning it. It's not burning through it. It's holding on, and it's hoarding, and it's collecting, and it's building, right? And there's certain qualities to that. So that's what the body's doing on a very simple, fundamental, common sense level. It's gathering, it's building, it's holding on to, okay? And so when we start talking about food, we just have to start. We have to stop looking at food in terms of nutrients. And I know this goes against probably everything that you're going to hear, everything that every person that's talking about diets is going to tell you. You need to track your protein, carbs, fats. You need to do this. You need to watch this. You need to look out for this. You need to blah 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 blah. Right? That's one way to go about it. You can totally do that. I'm not saying that's bad. There's nothing bad about that. I've done a lot of that. Track things, Fitbits, MyFitnessPal. I've done a lot of different things like that. But ultimately what happens is that becomes limited in a way. It becomes limited after a while because it's not connecting with your feelings. And your feelings are how you experience life. Okay? A very rigid, cold, black and white diet or way of eating does not match with the fluidness and the ever-changingness of the physical body. The body's changing all the time. The needs of the body change all the time. The needs of the body change on a daily basis. They change on a moment-to-moment basis. They change on a minute basis. They change on a second basis. They change on an hourly basis. They are constantly changing, okay? So it is impossible. It's impossible to think that a strict, rigid diet will be the best long-term solution for health in the body that is constantly changing. It's a starting point, okay? Depending on how imbalanced you are, it's a starting point. It's a great starting point. And in no way am I discouraging going on diets. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I'm not giving you a diet, okay? I'm talking about being aware of what's going on in your body, okay? Do those things if you want. Gain that experience, okay? That's a wonderful thing. But you can't say that a very rigid diet is the best for an ever-changing body. That's not how that works. You'll never be in tune enough, and that rigid diet will never be flexible enough. And you'll never be in tune and aware enough of what's going on in your body on a moment-to-moment basis to be able to give it what it needs. Because here's the thing, when we talk about diets, we talk about rigid diets, or would you mainstream diets, whatever you want to call the diets, all the diets with names out there, right? Atkins, paleo, keto, Mediterranean, vegan, whatever, right? There's a ton of them. Nutrisystem, right? There's a bunch. And so, when we go on those things, it involves a lot of mental capability, not capability. It involves a lot of mental energy. Okay. Sticking to this strictness, this mental energy that requires to be, I can't eat this, I cannot eat this. I can't eat this, I cannot eat this. Right. And it can create a certain level of health and balance. It surely can, but it'll just get limited. It'll get limited because there'll be times when your body needs something, but the diet is saying no. There'll be times when your body doesn't need something and your diet will tell you no. I've done a lot of different diets where I would eat, I'm not even hungry. I'm eating to make sure I get a certain amount of protein or a certain amount of carbs. I felt terrible. I actually felt terrible, but the diet or the science behind it was saying this is what you need to do for your body. And then after a point, I'm like, that guy over there, okay, yes, he may be a scientist. Yes, these people may be whoever, maybe they're a nutritionist, right? Maybe they've studied forever. They don't know my body. The only one that knows my body is me. My body knows my body. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys out and get you to realize. You are the only one that knows your body. Your body is the only one that knows it. Okay? And so ultimately, to get to those deep levels of health, to lose weight, right? On a long-term level, you need to be able to listen to your body. So just like the title of this live says, okay, if you actually want to lose weight, if that's your desire, that's your goal, if you want to do that, weight loss cannot be your goal. If you want to get a healthy heart, if you're changing your diet to have a healthier heart, right? Getting a healthy heart, it cannot be your goal. And this is why. People will do, when they have a certain end goal in mind, okay? People will do whatever it takes to get to that end goal. And a lot of times it can be very detrimental or harmful to the long-term success or the longevity or the health of the system. If losing 20 pounds is your goal, there's a million different ways you could do it. You could starve yourself. You could, not eat any carbs. You could have surgeries. There's tons of ways to lose 20 pounds. Okay. But if you actually want to connect this weight loss with feelings, right? If you actually want to feel better, because that's how we experience life, by feelings. If you actually want to feel better, okay, you can't just only go after the weight loss. That can be a direction, but you have to start to look at a deeper level of feeling within you. You have to want to feel better as a person. You have to want to get healthier or more balanced at a deeper level as a person. And then weight loss is a natural consequence of that, because weight gain is an imbalance. And if you start to become more balanced deep within you as a person, through your physical body, through your mental body, through your energy, right, your weight will naturally come back into balance. It's out of balance. It's a physical manifestation of an imbalance that you have. It's showing you that there's an imbalance within you, not just from the weight, at a deeper level, right? So that's why whatever your direction is, if it's weight loss, if it's heart health, if it's whatever it is, that cannot be your specific goal, okay? The goal here, or the direction, has to be, how can I get more balanced within myself? How can I get out of my own way? What am I doing that's causing my body to not be able to create a nice, stable, balanced platform? What am I doing that's getting in its way? If we can start thinking of it that way and starting to self-assess and self-analyze and self-audit and look at ourselves every single day and say, what am I doing that's getting in my own way, and start to remove those things, start to take out the trash, so to speak, okay, your house will be clean, it will be balanced, it will be stable, and things will start to just come back to where they are naturally supposed to be, where your body is trying to make them be, okay? So that's kind of it, about the weight loss thing. We have to start looking at those things a little differently. And then the last thing that goes with that is this. Maybe I was listening to the radio this morning, and I heard an ad for Nutrisystem, and I've heard other ads too before, and they talk about lose, 18 pounds in the first month, or lose 30 pounds in the first month. And these ads convince people that they don't have to be involved and they still get the result. And that's nonsense. If you want a result, if you want to feel better, if you want any kind of result, whatever game you're playing, right now we're playing the game of life. We might be playing the game of weight loss. We might be playing the game of changing your diet. We might be playing the game of heart health. We might be playing basketball. We might be playing checkers. We might be playing whatever. Whatever game you play, you have to be involved. If you're not involved in the game, you don't get the benefits. You don't get the results. You don't get to experience the game for what it is. People get this false sense of feeling that, oh, I don't have to do anything, but then I still get the results. Perfect. I can sit back and watch the weight melt off me without even doing anything. Come on, you guys. And this is not about weight. I was just using that as an example. It can be with anything. I'm going to sit back, not do anything, and watch the stress disappear in my life. I'm going to sit back and not do anything and watch my career take off. It's not how that works. Involvement has to be there. You have to be involved. And whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, whatever game you're playing, you're choosing to play that day, involvement has to be there, okay? So don't believe this stuff where you can get the result without getting involved, right? It might happen a little bit in the beginning, okay, this false sense of accomplishment, but ultimately long-term in the deeper feelings of how we experience life, you have to be involved or else you won't get it. That's not how life works, right? You have to be involved. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, talking a little bit about weight loss and health, changing our diet, not really giving you a specific thing to do other than, and that's none of what I'm talking about is a specific diet. I'm not going to tell you, you need to eat this, you need to eat this. What I'm trying to do with my business, with the stuff that I have on the website, with my classes, all these things, what I'm trying to do is help you understand what your body is telling you so that you can listen to your body. I don't know your body. I'm not going to tell you, you need to eat this, 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 and this to be healthy. I don't know your body. I don't know what your body is doing on a day-to-day basis. I'm trying to help you learn how to listen to your body so that you can take the information from your body and do what you need for your body. That's the key here. That's the key. Okay, we got to start listening. If you guys ever have any questions about any of this stuff, if you have topics that you want me to talk about, if you have questions or desires, or if there's something, that on the topic of food, weight loss, stress, energy, any of those things, if there's some burning questions, or if there's just some stuff that you would like me to discuss on a deeper level, please let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.